It's the Frequently Asked Questions Podcast, FAQ Podcast, with Fuzzy and Quincy. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, we there though. You know what I'm saying?
Today though,
it's an honor.
This is going to be probably one of the toughest interviews to do because we know so much about this guy.
Right. We don't want to ask a question then answer it.
But
well, you were there.
Yeah.
But we've had so much private conversations that you're like,
what can we put in this?
So it's not like, this isn't like somebody that we're just interviewing. This is family. This is
definitely family.
This is somebody that's been there for us, taught us a lot.
Been there for radio.
Mm-hmm. I've been there for Los Angeles, been there for the West Coast, been there for the country. Marconi Award winner.
Is it Multi?
Multi.
Okay, I want to say Multi.
I was going to sing y'all stuff, but I was like, you know what I'm saying? Anything else, I'll correct. Yeah, 3 times. You know,
3 times.
Unheard of.
Several, that's called.
Several they call it, man. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. 3-time MVP of radio.
Yes, man.
Not just Churban or Urban, of all of radio.
Right. Yes.
An icon in media.
Yeah, man. Radio Hall of Fame inductee.
Yeah, Radio Hall of Fame.
You know, I got that Radio Hall of Fame inductee. Yes.
Just got your Hollywood Walk of Fame star.
Congratulations,
bro,
my
I
brother.
can't even front on that one. You know what I'm saying? I can't even got that. Yeah. That's crazy, bro.
No, we have Big Boy.
Big boy.
Man.
Big boy.
Hello. Hey man, this is crazy because I told y'all I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? And I've been waiting on this one.
Hey, he pulled up. He said, "Hey man, I was waiting for the call."
I was waiting on the call for this one.
We had to get our fans up.
Yeah,
easy call.
No, we were. I think we were talking about this like even this summer. Like, all right, because when I came to LA, it's like, all right, we can do. Oh, let's do that then. And
it timing wise, it's definitely been on top of our list. We didn't want to,
bro. Same.
Big. First, let's talk about the Hollywood Walk of Fame star.
Legendary.
Right? It's crazy because, I mean, the things that we just talked about, Marconi Award winner, Radio Hall of Fame inductee, Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah,
like,
man.
when you got the call, in your city of LA, when you got that call, walk us through that.
Man, let me tell you, I remember exactly where I was sitting at when I got the call, right? And Fuzz, y'all been there. So, and I mean, Fuzzy was there when we were with the Far Side and, bodyguarding and sound man. And he remembered when I called him, I said, hey, bro, they want me to try some radio. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we like, all right, I was going to even turn down radio because I wanted to stay on the road with the Far Side.
Which is a big deal to us.
Yeah, it was, bro.
What year was this?
This was probably 90 when I got that one,
96?
No, well, we
95?
started the Far Side in like 93.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I got the radio call, it was 94.
Yeah, it was 94.
1994.
Yeah.
And I got to rewind you because a lot of people, I'm trying to not have so much inside talk. People may not even know that y'all work with the Far Side. What was your...
So I was bodyguard with the Far Side.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then Fuzzy was the sound guy. So when we brought Fuzzy along, it was just, Fuzz, glasses and wide-eyed, fresh out of church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like putting his Bible down to hook up the sound system. So that was like our everything. You know what I'm saying? And then Fuzz and I, being that we were always around each other, we just kind of bonded and meshed. You know what I'm saying? And just I saw the innocence in Fuzz and the hard work in Fuzz. And when he was with the Far Side, dude gave everything. He cared about, he was passionate about them knobs and what that sound like. Even before we set up here, he doing wiring and everything, So we had a bond that was there with the Far Side. So traveling with the Far Side and moving to different countries and, cities and states, I got this call, and at the time when I got the call, I was cool with the morning show guys by the name of the Baker Boys. And the Baker Boys were, just to keep it real with you, I used to do like cellular phones and do all this other stuff.
The
right?
hustle.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Back in the day, you could
what we
program
did at home
them.
was way more pay than what we did on the road with the Far Side. No disrespect, but that's where we were at.
Yeah.
And so I never thought about radio. It was just, we had fun, and so I would give them things, and then I would hear certain things on the air. And at the time, I had a hip hop line that was called What Up, WUDD-up. And What Up was just a way for me to get into the clubs for free, where you would literally call this, local area code number, And you would hear like, yo, tonight such and such go down to Guadalinda's, Ika's there, and if I messed up, I would backspin the record, but it was fun and comical. Wow. But it gave you this information on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that kind of thing. But it was just for me to get in the club. Fuzz was with me to get in the club for free. And so the Baker Boys boss, Rick Cummings, used to call that phone line.
What? Not
knowing that anyone like this was listening. You know what I'm saying? So he would tell them like, hey, I want to meet this guy. And the Baker Boys was like, here's his number. His name is Kurt. Call him Big Boy. So they must have introduced him to the liner somehow.
Yeah.
And he called me one day and he said, hey, this is Rick Cummings from Power 106. I want to try something crazy with you. You ever thought about doing any radio? And I was like throwing everything up against the wall. Whatever would stick, that's what I was going to be. Bodyguard, oh yeah, I'm a bodyguard. Yeah. Oh, DJ, oh yeah, I'm a DJ. You know what I'm saying? MC, oh yeah, MC. So everything was being thrown up against the wall. So when he asked me about radio, I said, yeah, I'll try it. You know what I'm saying? So he said, we want to give you one night. Just come in and have some fun. I was like, all right, cool. He said, we give you $35 an hour. And I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, $35 an hour is $140. I'm like, yeah, I'll go do that. Mm-hmm. So I get there, I walk in, Q and Fuzz, no headphones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they got to give me headphones and everything. But I did the overnight, not knowing what the expectations were because I wasn't tripping off of radio. Right. He called me back the next day, said, would you like to try it again? So I'm literally in my head saying, okay, well, I just, I'm hustling. I multiply that by 2. So my radio career, boom, I made this money. All right, cool. I do the second night and he calls me up and he says, I want to try something crazy with you. He said, I would like for you to do our night show.
After 2 nights?
After 2 nights, bro. So this dude, Rick Cummings, he heard something in me that I didn't know I had. I knew I had talent. You know what I'm saying? He just saw something that was rough and said, man, I can make this guy a radio guy.
All right, so this is kind of crazy because most people are like, man, I grew up and I wanted to do this, right? And
we need to tell them also the story when we went over Rick Cummings' house.
Oh, yeah.
When we first met his family, like.
Yeah. So the Baker Boys, we're literally out, man, and we're doing, it was Memorial Day weekend, right? Or Memorial Day. So everybody was barbecuing, so on and so forth, right? And so we pull up to the crib, and they're like, oh, we got all these barbecues. It's like an itinerary of where Big Boy, Fuzzy, the Baker Boys, who are the 2 fat Mexicans. So we're all big dudes going to all these barbecues. Yeah. So on one of the barbecues, they were like, hey, man, we got to stop by our boss's house. And I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, bro, I don't want to stop at your boss's house.
Yeah, because it was like,
they was like, it's going to be real quick. And I'm like, man, it's going to be this white man with his white wife, white house, white picket fence, 2 white kids. I'm clowning.
He was down, like he was like.
I was like, nah, bro.
I think we even said we'll just catch you at the other spot or something like.
And he was like, nah. He said it'll be real quick. I'm like, all right, cool. So we get there. I don't know nothing about radio. I'm not like, hey, look at me, boss. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm there. I'm having a good time. Burgers. But when we get to the house, white house.
Yeah.
White wife, white husband. 2 white kids, Caucasian kids, and we literally had to walk over a white picket fence to get into the yard. Everything I said, fam. So we get there, and he's not talking about, I'm just whatever. You know, just
being himself.
And I don't know who this guy is. I don't care. And let's move to the next barbecue. Yeah. I don't know the power of Rick Cummings. You know what I'm saying? And I guess from that barbecue, he saw something.
What?
You know what I'm saying? He saw something with that hip hop line, and with this, he was like,
got it.
Because Big and I would clown because his son at the time would go, he was trying to touch our food. Remember, he goes, you want that? You like that?
Yeah, I like hot dogs. You like hey, and we like, hey, man, don't get your finger bit off or whatever we are. We're not thinking, oh, we about to, get into this radio thing.
It wasn't that at all.
And we were ready to move on to the next one, and we did.
Can you talk about how it all...
Yeah, I can.
How it almost didn't happen.
Yeah, the way that it almost didn't happen, and I don't know if this is the same story, is I didn't want to leave the Far Side, and I wanted to stay on.
I'm talking about the van.
Oh.
Can you?
Yeah, so anyway, man, now I'm the guy that's, this dude called me up to do this job, right? But I'm still on the road with the Far Side. Yeah. So this is around the time, y'all can Google the time, but it was when OJ was on the freeway. You know what I'm saying? So he's on the freeway and he got Al in there and he's like, oh, I done killed
we was all together that day.
Yeah, so we're literally together about to take the Far Side up to the Bay Area to do a show.
Yeah.
So now the far side, yo, dude, hold on, OJ's tripping, man. So we missing planes, because they want to watch this play out.
Watching everything live.
We're watching it live. He's on the 405. He has a gun to his head. This, that, you know. So we're watching this live, but I got to get the group up to the Bay Area, right? So the show probably was the next day or something because looking at the time. So we ended up grabbing a van. We had to move them in a van as opposed to flights and so on and so forth. We just put everybody in the van. So we get a van, and you know, I always carried a gun on me. And when I had my gun, I was like, well, F it. If we're not going to fly, I'm going to take my strap up to the Bay Area with me.
Right.
So we get the guys up there, get the guts, so on and so whatever. You know, I don't want to put too much, but, you know, so we get up there, and they do the shows, so on and so forth. So it's time for us to leave. Now they want to stay and record with, and hang out with Souls and Ben Schiff and everything. So I'm thinking about, okay, well, if y'all cool, I'm going to get back to the crib because I was doing other things at the house. You know what I'm saying? So I had my gun. I said, hey, man, I can't fly with this. Hold my gun. When y'all get back, I'll come and pick it up from you. Yeah. All right, cool. So I fly home. And now when I get home, I was so used to carrying that I had another gun at the house. So when they fly back, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to come pick up my gun. So I got my gun on me, going to go pick up a gun from the far side. Chatter, whatever. I get to the house. I get my straps, and I'm driving back, right? And at this time, I live in Culver City. Soon as you get to Culver City, they don't want nobody rolling through, so on and so forth. I'm in a white Astro van, rolling through. Soon as I hit Culver City's jurisdiction, woo!
And Culver, and explain to everybody what Culver City is like.
Culver City,
back in that day, it's its own.
Is a city within itself. Yeah. And Culver City has its own mayor, its own school district. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the way that they do the perimeter, you know, they make a certain way so these kids can't go to school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm here.
Then it's notorious for the stay away
there,
from. Yeah.
Just put it this way, man. I just went to the shooting range to qualify for some other stuff, right? The dude that was the instructor was a ex-Culver City police officer. Wow. I remember him. He remembered me. You know what I'm saying? That's the way the city was.
Right.
So as soon as I get in, bro, and I mean, it's literally, when you get LA and Culver City, it's like, as soon as Culver City started, they lit me up, right? I look in the rearview mirror, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's the city. You know?
But your Astro van was clean, though.
My Astro, but I got 2 guns on me, right?
Yeah.
And so I have these 2 guns, and I'm like, oh, shit, what's going on? Like, they come over, you know, license, registration. I just bought the van. You know what I'm saying? Hand them the license, hand them the registration. My shit probably ain't straight, but I don't have a problem with that. They run my shit, run it. Then he comes back. Now, long backstory on that is I had 2 warrants for my arrest, right? Yeah. So I always told my brother Mouse, I said, hey, man, if they ever pick me up on these warrants, don't tell mom what's going down and don't bail me out. I'll just do some time served so I can hold on to the money. It'll be easy, whatever, right? So now when they lit me up, they come back, I got these 2 warrants. So now they got probable cause to pull me out the van. So I'm sitting down and literally, Q, I'm wearing sweat shorts, some corduroy house shoes, and a T-shirt. So they get me out the car. My man starts searching me. I don't have nothing on me. He sits me down. Goes to my van, starts looking through my van. First thing he does is I got captain chairs in the van, and there's like this drape. He goes in there, and there's a stash spot for a gun under the driver's seat.
Because he bought the car used.
I didn't know that there was a stash spot in the car because I just bought the van, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when they see that stash spot, he comes back and he's like, where's the gun? I'm like, what do you mean? I don't have a gun. He's like, where's the gun? My man stands me up. He searches me again. Now, mind you, I'm wearing sweatpants, house shoes, and a T-shirt.
But tell him how big you are.
At this time, I'm like probably close to 500 pounds, right? And so he's searching me, sits me back down. Now I'm looking, and I see them just in my van, tearing things up, just, you know, pulling things, throwing shit, like, and I'm like looking, right? And then I hear them come back again, such and such, Kurt Alexander, warrant, and I'm listening, they're like, oh, man. They about to stretch me. And I stretched because my warrants were small. Yeah. But I'm like, dude, I'm not going home right now. So my man comes back after being all up in my interior and everything, and he tells me, where's the gun? He asked me, where's the gun? I'm like, officer, I don't have a gun in the car.
Yeah.
So he stands me up again. And now this time, Q, He's searching me. He's behind me. He's searching me like this. Like, hit me hard. You know? So I'm like this. All right, cool. Sits me back down. Now he tells me I'm going to tow your van because I'm going to put a detective hold on it. Because you won't give me the gun. There's a gun in that van. There's no gun in the van. So now with the warrants, he hooks me up, put me in the car. I see the tow truck coming. They put my shit on the tow truck, right?
Crazy.
So now they take me to the Culver City jail. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, let me just call my brother so I can get out of here. So I call my brother and I'm like, yo, my brother's name is Kenny. We call him Mouse. I'm like, hey, yo, Mouse. I said, man, they picked me up on those warrants. I need you to come and bail me out. He was like, what's going on, big? You know, Kurt, you told me not to bail you out.
Right.
And I'm like, on the phone, I'm like, yo, just come bail me out.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later. All right, so I'm in there now. Now I'm looking at the clock because the county bus to take you to the county jail comes at like about 5:36 in the morning. I got to try to bail out before I go to the county because the county is a whole different kind of process, right? And so I'm looking at the clock, and then it's like a movie cue. I hear them go, Alexander. And not like, you made bail, but I knew that, you know, your bail is here.
Yeah.
So now I get up, and I'm walking, and I see my brother in the glass, and he's like, you know, at the door with the little glass.
Right.
And he's looking at me, like trying to make this eye contact, like, and I'm like,
bro.
Get me out of here.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Let me walk out first.
And so they give me whatever little property I have. I walk out. My brother's there with me, so on and so forth. And he's like, as we're walking through the hallway still, before we hit the door, he's like, hey, man, you told me not to bail you out. What's going on with you? I'm like, yeah. So we get out. Soon as I walk down the steps and clear the steps, I go under my stomach, and I pull out both guns. When they lit me up, I was close to 500 pounds. Yeah. I used to always hide stuff under my stomach.
Yeah.
So when they lit me up, I put both guns under my stomach, Q, for us. And I walked out of there with 2 guns under my stomach. Now, if I would have been on the long one, like going to a penitentiary, just say, man, fuck this shit. Man, I could have took everybody with me in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And so I get home, and my brother bails me out. We get home. I got the guns under my stomach, so on and so forth. It's been a long day, long night. I go to sleep, right? I get a phone call. They wake me up. They like, hey, it's some guy named Rick Cummins from Power, so on and so forth. That's when I got the call.
Dude.
That same fucking morning.
Dude.
If I had did that county time or got stretched or they would have found the guns, whatever, I would have missed that call. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even a remix, bro. That is the real
That's real
shit.
story.
Yeah. And I remember you told us this story, and it was the first time. A lot of the stories I would hear would be the first time for me. And I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah, bro.
And the reason why I wanted you to tell that story, Big, is because I see the perception of people who they think you are.
Right.
And they only see the growth part.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, man, he's a happy guy. I'm like,
and I'm happy.
no, you are.
Yeah.
No, you are happy. No. But I'm saying, like, they take that for some kind of weakness, or you've always
been this polished.
Yeah, people think I'm phone taps.
Yes.
People think I'm Luther Lufe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Fuzz seen me on some crazy shit. You know, I don't know if you have. But, you know, I smile and I'm cool and all this shit. And I always tell people, and my kids as well, I say, you know what, man, I'm not offensive. Like, even when I was hustling, I never came and did this, did that, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? I never used my size against you because I knew that I'm taking your money and going in your pocket and all this shit, man. You know, I hustle, but I didn't hustle you, you know? And I tell my kids, I say, man, I'm not offensive, but my defense is immaculate. I'm going to make it home. You know what I'm saying?
That would be our thing. Big
I tell them I'm going to make it home.
He said, we're going to make it home, folks.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make it home. You know, and now I got even more of a reason to make it home. So if people listen to Big Boy and they think, oh, he's this clown, or he listen to such and such, touch me. And I'm not inviting people to touch me, but I'm saying I'm cut from a whole different cloth.
Right.
And I found a blessing that I had to. Like, radio was a hustle to me. I was already hustling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I never had a job in my life, bro. And not to make no big deal of shit, but I never had a job in my life.
And your first job was
Power 106.
Yeah.
That was the first time I put on and I'll just put it this way, man. I was at Power for 2.5 weeks. I'm doing a live broadcast. I don't know what the fuck a live broadcast is, but I'm out here at Prince's Spot Glam Slam 333 South Boylston, I'm in what we call the big ass bus. I get a call from my boss. And I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I done fucked up something. Yeah. And he was like, hey, how you doing there, big? I'm like, oh, what's up, Rick, RC? He was like, yeah, he said, I'm sitting here and he said, we want to pay you, but we don't know your real name.
Yeah.
They didn't know my name, bro.
Can we talk about a conversation? No, they didn't know.
Yeah.
Can we talk about a conversation of the first offer Big got from radio? I remember where I was at. He calls me. And
so
we're
now
like,
they want to give me the night show, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool. I don't know what to ask for. So I go to the Baker Boys because the Baker Boys are radio. And I tell the Baker Boys, I say, hey, man, they want to give me a year deal to do the nights. I said, what should I ask for? And he said, I remember Nick V from the Baker Boys. He thought about it. Then he grabbed his phone because we were sitting at a table. I don't know how many people were at the table, but he grabbed his phone and he punched the numbers in. And then he handed me the phone. And I'm like this. I'm like, bro. I said, ask for that. I'm sorry. And he was like, yeah. He said, I think you can get it. Yeah. And so I'm like, bro, you think they'll pay me $35,000?
Yo, come on, man.
And I'm not laughing at
this is real
This
talk.
is my naivete.
Yeah, man.
This is my naivete, homie. So I'm like, you want me to ask for 35?
Oh my God.
You want me to ask for $35,000? Yeah. This is like a year.
Yeah.
And so they're like, I think you can get it. So now I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, man.
You know, because that's huge. Yeah. And I'm thinking of, you know, I never paid taxes, none of that shit. So I'm like 35 racks. Like, you know, whatever the words was for thousands back then. And so I go to Rick Cummins, the boss, RC, and you want to offer you a deal, so on and so forth. So they give me this one sheet. Yeah. And on the one sheet, it's just real quick. 1 year. And I look at the compensation and I'm like, $50,000 a year. This changes my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? This changes my life. This changes my mom's life. So I remember I called Fuzz, you know, because Fuzz was like my bounce off, man. Even when I got the nighttime show, I told Fuzz, I said, man, what am I going to do every night?
No, we were driving. We come up with
like
some
coming
things,
up with things.
Like coming up with ideas and stuff.
Yeah, and remember, I was like, man, I'm going to do this thing called Whisper In.
Yeah, Whisper In.
Where I'm going to tell the listeners that I have a headache and I don't want to do no more shout outs. So you got to whisper. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. And now, I don't know what this shit, the SMR, whatever the fuck this shit is. But I hate that shit. It's just gross to me. But I was going to do Whisper Ins, bro. Like, hey, big boy, what's going down? Like, you know. So, but we jotting everything down, right? And so when they give me the $50,000, I call Fuzz. I'm like, Fuzz. I said, bro. And you remember this, Fuzz?
100%.
I said, Fuzz. They offered me $50,000 a year. I could feel Fuzz happiness. What did I ask you?
He was like, man, how can I spend $50,000 in a year?
Yes. I was like, dude. And I'm like, how do you spend $50,000?
I said, yeah.
You was serious?
What? Yes. Both in a year?
Radio?
Yo, dude.
Like, bro, that's you own.
Yeah, bro.
But I want to rewind that story because Big, you just touched on something which made me feel very comfortable getting to know Big close because he's such a family guy, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't know Big. Big only showed me what I needed to see on the, you know, I knew the phone stuff, but Big's the first person that ever took me to a club. So we walked to the club.
A lot of negative shit too.
Yeah. So we walked to the club. We get in for free. I'm like, what happened? He's like, yeah, we on the list. I ain't know nothing about a guest list. My first time ever in a hip hop club is because of Big. I had a car, I had a Sentra, and I would pick him up. We would go, right? Mm-hmm. But Big's relationship with his mother, his brothers, his sister, I've never seen anything. You guys are so close. You know, I'm an only child. Yeah. So Big is my brother. So when I saw how he was with his family, like, I understood when he said $50,000 would make a difference.
Yeah, it changed my family life.
Not his life, his family's life. Because family came, it's first, right?
Definitely, man. And when I first got in, I remember one of these dudes by the name of Larkin. Larkin was like, they pay you for appearances too. And I'm like, appearances? He was like, yeah, you go to a club or you go to a record store, and I was like, what do they give you for that? And he was like, you can get like $100, $200. And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I become the appearance guy. So now I'm making this $50,000. But when I got my first, I never paid taxes. Yeah. When I got my first check, I was like, who the fuck is FICA?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, and I'm looking like, dude, this dude ain't turning on mics or none of that shit. So I'm like, who the fuck? So I never paid taxes. Yeah. So now I'm seeing what 50 racks really look like for a single man and so on and so forth. Yeah. So now with the appearances, I get a chance to do these appearances. And I remember, dude, the Baker Boys was like the dogs, like, bam, Baker Boys. And so I was like, well, what did the Baker Boys charge? I asked Larkin. He said the Baker Boys, I think they go for like $1,000. And I was like, they got their thing, right? And he was like, yeah. He said, what's your price? I said, dude, I do mine for $300. And so every night, bro, I would make $300 in cash. Ooh. Where I would be like, and you got to think, Q, I come from a hustler's background. So it was like, I knew how to say, okay, well, I spent this, then I did this, then I hit it with this, and I made that kind of shit. So this is like $300 walking into a club. I remember one of my first appearances, it was at like a Warehouse Records, right? Yeah. So when I got on air, bro, I used to sing this Hebrew song. People used to love this shit. Then I did this other shit called Shaking My Ass, this Miami bass shit. And big boy, because Rick told me, he said, just go into the booth and say your name and just remember the station is called Power 106. So now I got this yard, that I'm exposed to, that I could do whatever I want. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm in here doing the craziest shit, not mimicking anybody because I didn't fuck with nobody from radio. It's just, this is me having fun, And so I remember, dude, it felt like it felt like my listeners, like I blew up quick. Yeah. I went to Warehouse Records, right? And when I get to Warehouse Records, it's a line of people. And so I get in the line. And I'm standing in the line waiting to get into Warehouse Records. And so the security come up and they're like, man, what you doing in the line? I said, oh, I didn't want to cut the line. I just, I'm doing an appearance. He was like, man, everybody here to see you. Fucked me up, bro. Yeah, yeah. I still get days, every day, Q, where I got my headphones on, right? And I say, dude, people are listening to me. Mm-hmm. That's fucking, it. Y'all know that feeling. Yeah, people are listening to you. Yeah. Or I'll get up and I'll say, I hear something. I'll be like, dude, I'm Big Boy, which is crazy to me. When people ask for a picture, I'm like, dude, these people really, like, I pray to God that never goes away. Yeah. Like, these people really want a picture? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That shit is, I'm fucking amazed to this day of people that, like, if I have like Trippie Redd or somebody, name any artist, I'm like, I'm on this motherfucking schedule. I'm on their schedule.
They come to see you.
They had to get dressed. Jennifer Lopez had to shower and come to the station. That kind of shit. That shit, man, I'll never get used to that, bro.
Right. But when did you go from like, yo, I'm not standing in line, they come to see me, to like, yo, this is like, was it one moment where it went from you're the not happy, and let me take that back, Big, but like you're happy to be there and you're like doing a hustle to like, oh, I can really go for this. Like, I got
Make it a career.
I got it.
As far as career or just using?
As just being on the radio, like, yo, I can take this to another level.
Let me tell you, bro. I'm motivated by fear. And it sounds crazy because I didn't want to lose that. Because I was like, man, if I was a janitor, I would have been the best janitor. Mm-hmm. If I was a cook, I'm going to be the best cook, So I always applied myself to shit, right? And the reason why when I got into radio, I said it was a hustle and I didn't want to burn it. I had opportunities, bro. I never did a payola, like, because I knew what I had. Right. When they offered me $50,000, that was $50,000 I didn't want to fuck up. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So I always was this person that just kind of like grind it out, and I knew what it was. So I took care of radio. I was scared of losing that. So I'm still motivated by fear, bro. I'm motivated by, I knew that my mom put polish on her shoes to wear her white shoes. I knew that we were homeless many a times. Yeah. So now I'm in a position where I'm like, dude, you can't fuck this up. That's why I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't have babies by listeners. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew what I had, and when you get on a plane, the first thing they tell you is secure your mask, right? And then take care of everybody else. I had to secure my mask. And by securing my mask, that meant I can't do this. I can't do this because I got to be all this for them.
Right.
I didn't have a wife. I didn't have a kid. But I had a mom that I bought a house for the same year that I got into radio. And when I say buy a house, I mean down payment. You know what I'm saying? But I told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm going to buy you a house so you'll never be evicted again. Yeah. And my mom, oh, baby, I know you are, that kind of thing, right? So when I bought the house for her, I had the down payment. I said, Mom, this is it. Go pick it out, so on and so forth. I never purchased a home. My mom was never a homeowner. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know about owning a home. She didn't know about owning a home. So I do the down payment, right? Then I get the call, so on and so forth. And they're like, okay, but the loan went through, this went through. Now, you got to have your closing costs and it's yours. I'm like, closing costs? Fuck is a closing cost?
Yeah.
And so I remember my closing costs. It was $16,444. I paid the closing costs, and I didn't have money to pay my rent. My rent was $760. And I didn't have money because I put everything into my mom's dream. Not even her dream. She probably didn't even think she was going to have a house. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I put that into my dream for my mom. Like, hey, you take this. You know what I'm saying? So, amen.
Talk about that feeling. You walk your mom in her house. You give her her keys.
It's unbelievable, bro.
Yeah.
Because my mom, rest in peace, my mom was the most beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I speak of homelessness, that wasn't any fault of hers. That wasn't her neglecting her kids, going out with men. I only saw my mom date once when I was in the 8th grade.
Right.
Yep. And so it wasn't, neglecting her kids. It wasn't a drug or alcohol problem. My mom didn't smoke, didn't drink, none of that. It's just that with 7 kids, when you get into a slippery slope, that's what happened. So we were in a motel. We lived in, another place called the Sunlight Mission, and it happened a couple times, So when I see that, that's my main reason for making sure she never had to go through that again. So when I walk her to her home that she owned from then and the home, that she passed in, that to me was like, she never had to worry about, sleeping somewhere else or paying a motel, a certain amount of daily rent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that for me, Q, was the biggest thing. You get the accolades, you get that, but putting your mom in a position and your family in a position, it's unbelievable, bro.
Man. Big's relationship with his mother was so super tight where, can you explain what your mom's reaction would be when we would go on the road?
Oh, man.
And there's been times where I'll go pick Big up and we're about to leave, and I didn't understand what that was until you like. So
what about her being like?
She would start
crying.
Yeah.
Like I would go on the road, and my mom would start crying. What? Because she didn't want me to. Because she missed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I used to question my mom. I'm like, man, you like my mom don't do that for me.
She would throw out Bible verses.
Yeah.
Or question what we were doing.
My mom would pray for me and Big, right? But
yeah.
But I would see these moments because Big would get in my car. I remember one particular moment we go to the house and she's at the door. And you like, oh, okay, all right, hold on, Fuzz, give me a couple minutes. And he had to go back and, I've seen you guys embrace.
Like,
I just remember those moments. I'm like, his mom was my mom also. Like,
no, I'm crying because it's crazy. When my mom passed, Big was like one of the first calls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just, you have not lost your mom. It's crazy. It never.
And
gets,
I tell people, man,
it never gets easier.
It's a fucked up club to be in. Yeah. It's a very fucked up club to be in.
Yeah.
And when your mom passed, man, you don't wish that pain on anybody. And that's why when I check up on Fuzz, I'm like, man, how's your mom? Because constantly. I saw what his grandmother meant to him.
Yeah.
And losing his grandmother, bro, it's like, fuck. It's a very fucked up club to be in. But I'm glad that I had the years that I had. And I'm glad that she was able to see some of it.
Absolutely.
And 100%. I'm able to still bless my brothers and sisters and my nephews in her honor. You know what I'm saying? So I think the reason why, too, bro, that I so-called made it is I had this navigation that for some reason it keeps me out of trouble and it keeps me making the right deals and so on and so forth. And I'm telling you, man, like, I know that's my mom.
100%.
Even in my past relationship, I know that that's my mom saying, take care of him. Get him out of this. Give him the right decision. Do this, you know. So I always felt like that. So I'm in a position where I felt like the blessing came to me because I'm a faucet and I'm able to make your cup runneth over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she knew that I would share it. Not that my other brothers and sisters wouldn't, but I don't know what the expiration date would have been or when you get tired. You know what I'm saying? But God willing, the blessing came to the right person.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it has, and it still is.
Definitely. Oh man. Sheesh.
I was
Man.
just trying to paint a picture of the relationship.
No,
but
man,
I'm sorry.
I had a beautiful relationship
Yeah.
with my mom. Like, my tattoo on my arm says Ida's son. That wasn't posthumous. That was when my mom was here.
Yeah.
That's the only tattoo I have, bro. Like, my mom is everything. You know, I'm Ida's son first. You know what I'm saying? Before Big Boy, before all that kind of shit, I'm Ida's son. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a seed
Yeah.
of an angel. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. No, definitely, man. It's man, just seeing that connection and you know, throughout the years, it's you know, just crazy, man. I'm just thankful for you to be here. Thankful for, you know, we have so many stories with you, Big.
Man, we have different stories together. We have collective stories.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I say this interview is going to be. Me and Q talked about this last night and today. We're like, how do we interview somebody that we super close with?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
You know what I'm
tough.
saying? Like, I didn't want to bring up scenarios and I'm like, then answer it or what not to, you know. But it's an honor to have you here, like to have you on our platform.
Yeah, man.
Doing this, like,
It's an honor to be
like
here.
you interview so many people. Like, do you remember your first interview in the radio?
I don't remember my first one, but I remember early ones. You know what I'm saying? I remember Bone Thugs and Harmony was one of those that I call one of my first
Big.
horrible interviews.
Why would you say horrible?
Because it was my first, like, I'm new to radio,
Yeah.
they're new, and you know, we've had this conversation many a times. You know, I'm new to radio, they're new to the business, you know what I'm saying? So Bone Thugs and Harmony come. Nighttime, Power 106, Bone Thugs and Harmony in here. Man, how long y'all been together? Long enough. How old are you guys? Old enough. Boop, mic goes off. Hey, we gotta holler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sit here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with my boys Sean Wan and DJ Ray, who we cut from a whole different cloth. They're here as Bone Thugs and Harmony with their homies.
Yeah.
They cut from a whole different cloth.
Yeah.
I'm not playing these motherfucking games on the air. You know what I'm saying? I still don't play them. And back then, I really was like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? So we turn the mics off. We have a conversation, so on and so forth. But we good. We always good. But that was like my first horrible interview. Then another interview early on in my career when I was still in the Nights. You remember Kamoze? Here comes the hot step.
Yeah, of
Word,
course.
I'm up. I'm the lyrical gangster. I got Kamoze coming up to the studio, right? And I don't think I've ever told this story publicly, you know. So Kamoze's coming up. I fuck around a lot, right?
Yeah.
I call down to security. I say, hey, I'm getting threats up here. They say some guy named Kamoze is coming up here to do something,
I never
to
heard
hurt
this.
me or
I never
do
heard this
something. They're
story.
like, what? So this kind of shit, right? I'm fucking around.
Yeah.
Hang up the phone. Kamoze come with his reps, right? The police are there, all this other shit, bro. I'm not knowing that I fucking put So now I send Ray or Sean down or both of them, like, man, clear this. You know, I want the interview. Somebody must have been playing because we said Kamoze was coming up, but it was me.
Yes.
And so then Kamoze gets upstairs. To this day, when he watch, this is when he gonna find out. He came up into the studio like, man, fucking bumba clot. And I'm like, they held me downstairs in the label, and I'm like, wait, they did what? Man, they said what? Like, man, let's just do this interview. Fuck what's going on down there.
Yo.
You know, to this day, right now, they did not know that was my call, fucking around, holding this man up to do an interview.
So that's been in you just
What?
Oh, man.
100%.
Dude, phone taps, clowning shit was way before I got in radio.
Can you tell about before radio some of the pranks that you want to give us a
Okay.
couple of classic
There's-
big boy
there's-
moments before Big Boys on the radio.
Because there's one in my head that I can't share. But,
The microwave?
oh, no, don't do that one.
Okay.
No. Motherfucker, I wasn't even thinking that.
I thought that's the one you was
Dude,
talking
that's
about.
the cancel culture.
Yeah, definitely not.
The fuck? Damn, what y'all doing to me here?
I just said microwave.
Yeah, don't.
I just said
Yeah.
I just said
So,
microwave.
what the fuck, man?
I was like,
And so,
okay, go ahead. All right.
and so
Yeah, so,
yeah.
it's a funny
yeah.
one.
All right, so so there was, damn, this is another one, man. It's this place in Culver City called the Veterans Auditorium, right?
Okay.
And so whoever the hot acts are at that time, I made these flyers that said Run DMC, Houdini, whoever the group, but I know Run DMC was on there. It's gonna happen at the Veterans Auditorium. AFP Productions brings you such and such. Start hitting the flyers out. And now I become one of them people where I'm like, oh shit, Run DMC gonna be at the Veterans
You
Auditorium.
actually printed out flyers.
Flyers,
okay,
bro.
Okay.
Printed out flyers and all this shit, right? So now the word is going out that Run DMC and all these people, dude, is gonna be at this little spot called the Veterans Auditorium in Culver City.
Yeah.
So another one of our partners that had the same kind of call-in thing. He had a one called Hip Hop One Network. Money, Gary, G Money, right?
G Money.
And I love you, G Money. He starts talking about it on his shit, right? Man. Then I talk to him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got my tickets, I got my backstage passes, that kind of shit." I'm like, "No, you don't." You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that night, bro, I get to the Veterans Auditorium because I want to see my work with this AFP Productions presents all these acts, right? I don't even remember driving. I don't know if I took the number 3 crosstown bus. I get up there, and it's the police, it's cars being turned away, the police in the streets, so on and so forth, right? And then I go up to the glass of the Veterans Auditorium, and on the door it says, "There's no concert being hosted here tonight," that kind of shit. So I go back to the house, and I'm like, dude, and I'm not even nervous because I'm such a fucking clown at the time. I'm more nervous about smaller shit now.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the AFP Productions, if it was on April Fool's Day, it was April Fool's Productions. AFP brings you. What? AF Productions, yeah, April Fool's Productions.
How old were you when you were doing?
When I did that, I was probably 20, 21 probably.
So this has been.
It's been him.
21.
This is still him.
Oh yeah, it's some bad ones too, Q. that
Oh, I
can't-
know. Yeah, I know.
I
Yeah.
can't even bring up like the shit. And then we used to have this paper called the Recycler, and I used to put my homies' cars in there for like unbelievable deals. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy Roy Tesfaye, he had like this dope ass Carmen Ghia classic car he had put together, and I put it in there for like $300 or best offer. You know what I'm
And
saying?
they blowing his phone up, huh?
Blowing his phone up, bro.
Oh, so phone taps is just like,
Oh, man.
that's easy.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for
Oh, yeah.
years, and
Bro, some of my best phone taps never aired,
Yeah.
and I was just wrong too, bro.
We would collect. We would go out of town. We would just collect white pages from different
white
cities.
pages. Or Fuzz would go somewhere. Like one of my favorite phone books is one that Fuzzy gave to me from Meadville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I'd be like, man, bring me back a phone book. And
They
I would
pick
just
up the
go
phone.
and do
They'll
phone
just pick
tap.
up the phone,
Yeah,
man.
man.
who like when I moved to LA and work with you guys, the one thing I saw was like I would know different celebrities, right? But then like you would know them, like the relationships were deeper. Like I know Neo. Neo's coming to your house helping you fold clothes.
Fuzzy introduced me to Neo. Fuzzy had his radar on Neo, and we were in Vegas, and Fuzzy was like, because he already knew something about Neo, because Fuzzy's a credit checker too. And so Fuzz was like, oh yeah, Neo. Then we were in Vegas, and Fuzz introduced me. Hey, remember the guy Neo? This is Neo. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what Neo was going to become.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it trips me out too, the people that I know.
When you started, who were some of the big celebrities or the celebrities you're like, yo, you listen to
All my heroes, bro. Like, I literally used to bang Snoop Dogg in my Cadillac with my license. My insurance didn't exist. In a Cadillac, phantom top, sunroof. What's my name? Just boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He
That was
brought
like
back
my
his CD
Cadillac
for me.
song.
Like I remember you got the album somewhere out of the
got it in
country.
London.
London.
Because we were already banging the Chronic album. You know what I'm saying? And then we were waiting on this dude, you know, that we knew from this, that, and the other, and he was on Chronic. Now they bringing out What's My Name, and they bringing out Snoop Dogg's album. So that was crazy for me. I remember one time I went to the Baker Boys' house and Snoop was there playing video games. And I was like, that's motherfucking Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
Ice Cube. I paid to see Ice Cube in concert many a times. Now, Ice Cube is a guest. I remember, dude, I was in a supermarket and saw Ice Cube in a supermarket. And I know it now. He had to know it then. Every aisle he was on, I just magically popped up on that aisle. I see it now when people, you know, just happen to be in the aisle with me. But yeah, I was like, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Q? Oh, what's up, man? You know, and I was like, oh shit. You know, and so even to bring them in, or even being on the road with Pac as the Far Side, and when Pac came in and started laughing, like, what the fuck you doing here? I'm like, dude, I do radio now. Because he knew me as a bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? So those kind of things, bro, like sitting down, like I just had a conversation, thank you, Fuzz, too. Fuzzy blessed me with we're going to go see Dave Chappelle. And I mean bless me, like wristbands and all this shit, right? So I'm in the back and I'm talking to Chappelle. And I was like, yeah, you know, he was like, man, why you could have called me. And I'm like, man, like, and he was telling me, like, Big, do you know who you are? And my wife is sitting there too, like I try to tell him. Like, I won't call for nothing. I don't think that I'm
our conversation.
Yours,
that was our conversation on the phone when you called me about trying to, you know, make it happen for you. You're like, Big, I'm like,
nah, man. And my thing is, like, people ask me, do you know such and such? I don't know nobody. I don't know this label rep. I don't know this person from Rock Nation and A&G and all that shit, or whatever the other shit is. I don't know these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's at a fault because so many years of my career, I felt like I could have been in different positions, but
also my relationship was that for Big, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's been many times we'll be at an event, I'm like, hey, that's Mike Kaiser. You need to
Fuzz would be like the side mouth.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know people.
Yeah.
And then Fuzz would be like Mike Kaiser. He'd be like, hey, man, that's Mike Kaiser right there. Oh, what's up, Mike? You know?
Right.
Oh, there's such and such and da-da-da. You know?
Yeah.
He's the one who hooked up that interview for such and such. Oh, what's up, man? You know? And it's not fake. I just don't know you. And it's not that I don't give a fuck. I just do my job and I went home. And I didn't want to be.
I think that kept you in a creative space, though.
Yeah.
I think it kept you in a creative space.
Yeah.
Let me do all the slapping hands, which actually benefited to me right now. Like, I'm the connector. And
in a major way. When you went and said the connector, that was Fuzz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would literally see Fuzz, our biggest concert at Powerhouse. Power 106 was called Powerhouse. I would literally see Fuzz go and grab this person, go and grab that person. Hey man, can you do this show? Jumping, you know, being tired in the morning because he was out all night, you know, massaging somebody else to do this show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And book this whole fucking show and then get to the backstage and they didn't even have him on the backstage gate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he's always been the connector.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this this will be the first time I admit this though, is Big Boy, I was always surprised that Big Boy knew a lot of people. Meaning, like, if we needed sounds or if we needed something, you always had Big's the first person who got my business cards. You had a connection that get my business cards or a phone.
And what I do too,
like,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he just knew who to call.
You know how you will know somebody will know such and such from the Staples Center. Oh, I know such and such from the Staples Center. Yeah. You know, top guy. But I know Greg with the red jacket on. Like, Big, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Big, come on over here. You know, and it was times, man, where I never really used my face or the notoriety or something. You know, like just a couple weeks ago, my wife wanted to go to this restaurant, right? I can count how many times I've had to say, hey, you know, it's Big Boy, and then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's usually for somebody else. You know, like there's stuff that's going on this weekend, that I want to go to, but I'm like, I don't want to call on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight, you know. Yeah. So I'm cool.
Yeah, no, the one thing I saw when I came to LA, even though you had the deep relationships with the celebrities, it wasn't a Hollywood show.
Right.
It was like you made sure it was very strategic that you were with the people.
Yeah, man.
That was one thing I really saw. Like, I'm like, I thought they'd be in, like, I thought we'd be on Hollywood. I thought we'd be in Beverly Hills. No, we
bro.
in the community.
Yeah, I like touching turf, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can't go everywhere in LA, then I fucked myself off. You know what I'm saying? I get people, if my gas is low, man, I jump out in any hood and get my gas. If I need to go eat somewhere, people always ask me, man, what you doing here? Man, I'm pumping gas, you pumping gas. What you shopping here for? You know, I've never had security. You know, the West Coast, LA, whoever the fuck, each hood, whatever, they've been my security. You know, I go everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
And no one has ever tried to put a hand on Big Boy off of some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I've always kept it where, okay, I know these people or I interviewed these people.
Yeah.
But I know Louis Lou. You know what I'm saying? I know Stevie from Pico. I know Lucretia from Compton. Like, those are the people. You know, those are the people that validate. And those are the real people that's in my lives. You know what I'm saying? So they not worried. Like, when I moved from Power 106 to Real 92.3, people followed me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the relationship that we had, you know, which a lot of people thought it wasn't going to happen because, of course, you believe in the brand as opposed to the man. And I can understand that.
Right.
But some people said, you know, I made the move with you. And not in a battle situation, but we grew up together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These people saw me lose my mom. These people saw me, you know, in a relationship and get out of that relationship. They saw me get married. They saw me have my first child, my second child, you know, going from 500 pounds to 200 pounds. They've been through that. So I get a lot of people that say, man, I listened to you. Man, I listened to you for years. And I say, bro, I talked to you for years. Because it's a relationship. If you listen, I talk. Man, you got me through this. You don't have no idea what you got me through.
Yeah.
They don't know what they got me through. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they got me through. My mom died on a Wednesday, the most precious being in the world to me. My mom died on a Wednesday. I was back at work Friday. Not because I didn't give a fuck. It was because I needed
You said you needed it.
And I was also sad that my family didn't have this community of people that I had. You know what I'm saying?
You said that on the air.
Yeah, my listeners been everything to me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How big? I'm gonna ask a question, or just paint a picture to whoever's watching or listening of who you're talking to in LA first, then that you are a black radio host in this city, and how that's kind of unheard of.
Yeah, for one.
Because people think I'm still Latino.
When I got to Power 106, man, the core of our audience, 65, 70% Latino. You know what I'm saying? And I've always kind of been that guy. You know, LA, so on and so forth. I remember at one point, man, they wanted to, you know, Power 106, they wanted us to say Power 106. And I was like, bro, I said, I don't say that. And it would sound phony if I said that. People fucking with me for me. Yeah. You know, that's just like if I see some white dude or somebody else and they're like, yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's not you, just be you. Yeah. I don't have to say Power 106 and Carnal and all. You know, they don't want me for that. Our relationship is not me trying to be you and you trying to be me. You know what I'm saying? So with LA, it's always been a melting pot.
Yep.
You know, and to have 27 years of people choosing you, you know what I'm saying? Is crazy, especially somebody that's not them, you know, because you can go by race, but people either say, you know what, man, I fuck with Big Boy because I like him. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with him. You know, oh, he's funny. Oh, he's crazy. Oh, the phone tap. So my thing, I always told you, I tell people, I say, man, my show has always been about, you know, we're serious, committed, 9/11, Tupac death, those kind of things, real. You know what I'm saying? But also, man, you know, we laugh. And it's not the color of your skin to get in, it's your grin. You know, just come on in and laugh with us. And we all have this common accord that we can all laugh about. You know what I'm saying? So
talk about the billboards, because coming from being on the East Coast and seeing the billboards and then, you know, touching LA and just seeing like you larger than life.
Big deal.
Like,
it's a big deal.
Talk about that run.
The billboards, man, were crazy because, like I said, I'm from LA. You know, you pass by many of billboards. You don't think you're going to be on a billboard. I never thought like, oh, I'm going to be on a billboard one day. So when the billboard offer came through, I was like, all right, cool, we'll shoot. And I did a couple face billboards and all this. And then at the time, man, they had this obsession campaign that was going on with these dudes with their shirt offs or laying down in their underwear and shit. And I remember Diana Obermeyer, who's Diana Jason, she was like, we should do that kind of billboard, you know. But they had billboards where, you know, people were standing up in their clothes, so on and so forth. So we get to the shoot. Nobody knows, bro. They didn't say, hey, you know, underwear. I came out in my boxers. At this time, bro, I'm like 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I come out in my boxers and they're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm ready. Dude, I lay down and I start doing these poses and they clicking. That was one of the biggest billboards that ran for
No
my,
shirt
for me.
on,
No
just in
shirt
his
on,
boxers.
just
I
boxers.
remember. I remember
Just
seeing it.
boxers, bro. And happy to do it. Like if somebody would have said, can you come out in your underwear? I'd be like, man, fuck y'all. But I was so happy in the skin that I was in. It was hard, you know, Fuzz.
Yeah,
it was hard for us to keep our shirts on.
Yeah, we would come out our stuff.
We were doing a photo shoot one time, right, for this clothing company. We couldn't fit the gear. Fuzz is big. This is Fuzzy at his biggest. This is Big Boy at his biggest. We couldn't fit the gear. So they had these bags, like those mail carrier bags. So we was like, all right, cool. We'll put the mail carrier bags on. Do you remember this?
I still got the I got it
We
hanging
take
up at
our
the house.
shirts off.
Yeah.
We're on Olive in front of Power 106, busy street, right? We're standing in the middle with these bags, taking pictures with our shirt off, but celebrating celebrating us. Nobody tell you to do this. And then this motherfucker passed by and we must have looked crazy. We heard, you never seen 200, 400, and 500 pound black men run so fast back to the office.
Yeah, man.
We were gone, bro.
Yeah.
Like not standing around for no police report, none of that
I
shit.
still got that picture at the house.
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
How hard was it for you? Because you know you were at Power 106 for so long. How hard was it for you to go over to the Real?
It was extremely hard, bro. It was extremely hard, man. It was also something where I always felt like I was gonna retire my jersey at Power 106.
100%.
100. I wasn't going anywhere. Stop
Yeah.
it. Fuck that. You know. But then you got to a position, and I'll keep it real with you, bro, where it start feeling a little different in the hallways. Management start feeling a little different. You start, you know, hearing decisions being made without you being involved with it.
Climate's changing.
Yeah, the climate's changing. You know, people in the room now that you didn't hire, I hired everybody. Now I'm getting suggestions, or now I'm getting like try 'em. You know, so it just start to feel a little different, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. People think, oh, Big made a move to Real and iHeart for the money. When I was at Power 106, I was such a company man that I took a 50% pay cut. 50% pay cut for the brand, right? And then this person took a pay cut, like these people that's in a powerful position. They took pay cuts, right? All right, cool. Owner of the company put his salary back down to $1, so on and so forth. Now, I'm at this 50%, but still paying my bills, family bills, what's going on here. Still got a staff that I have to pay out of my pocket because they're not making the money. So I'm meeting Power and Emmis to make sure that they get to a certain spot where they're cool. And so I'm at 50% now, and I'm being taxed on that. You know what I'm saying? So usually I had my deals where they never expired. They were torn up. Oh, we're going to renegotiate. We're going to put you back in. We're going to renew. So now I'm not hearing anything, Q. So now my insecurities are like, they getting rid of me. They looking for the next person. This is what's going on, so on and so forth. I'm hearing nothing. I'm getting home. My wife is asking me. I'm like, baby, I'm not hearing anything, you know? And I know when my contract is ending, and I know I haven't heard anything. So one day I get this, my guy comes in, and I won't call him by name, but he was like, hey, we're going to renew you. So I'm like, thank you, Jesus. And all the time when they talked about renewing me prior, they said, well, we'll put you back up to where you were when we took the 50%, and then we'll negotiate from there. All right, cool. So I get the offer, and it's in a manila envelope, and I don't open it while I'm in the station. Heart palpitating, all this shit. I'm good. I get in the car, start the car up or not, I don't know. I pull the manila envelope out, and I'm sliding out. It's a one sheet. And I'm not looking at any Kurt Alexander. I'm going straight to compensation.
Yeah.
They still had me at the 50%. So I called my wife. I said, baby, I got the offer. She was like, oh, you know, such as I was like, baby, they still want me at that 50%. So now I'm telling her, you know what? I'm not tripping. I'll stay next to it. I'll hustle next to the brand, so on and so forth. because I was
thinking
also,
it'll get better.
No, I was thinking too, like when I say I was secure in my insecurities, I was thinking, man, where am I going to go? There's nowhere else to go in LA. Wow. Am I too old to go do this?
Right.
All the other stations are locked up. They know they got me. There's nowhere to go. So I got to stay here and I got to do this show. I was always
team player,
the least paid radio personality at that status anyway, across my whole career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm with the brand. Fuck it. I'll stay. And so I get with my people and this, that, and the other. So they said, well, let's do a counter offer. So they did a counter offer, which is what you do in business.
Yeah, it's typical.
So with the counter offer, and I'm comfortable talking a little bit about this because the person that discovered me in radio, Rick Cummings, he didn't speak to me for 6 years. We just caught up.
Wow.
He was at my star ceremony, that kind of, because we built something together.
100%.
And so I remember, dude, when I said, they said we'll do a counter offer. I don't want to mess up anything. No. Well, let's just go back. So they do the counter offer. I've never been on any of these phone calls. Never. This one phone call I just happened to be on, laying in the cut. So the counter offer that we asked for was less than if they would have put me back up to where I was at. It was less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Less than what they said it would be. Just let me stay and just give me this. So then I hear the other person on the other line, and they like, because when they were talking, they said, she said, and this is her. Okay. How did you guys get to this counter offer? And so my guys are on, 50%, and so she's like smirking and laughing. I know her face and I know what she sounds like.
100%.
And it's like, how did you guys get to this? Like, oh, this is not gonna, okay, cool. So we get off the phone. My agent tells me, he says, maybe I shouldn't have had you on that call. It fucked me up, but I'm gonna stay.
Right.
So then my guy said, well, let me just go out and kick the tires. I don't want to leave Power. Don't kick no fucking tires for me. So he kicking some tires.
Meaning like talking.
Let me go talk to some other people. There is
right.
nobody else to talk to, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do? Seacrest? Where am I going?
Right.
Yeah.
And so one day, man, I was in Mexico and we had a property in Mexico, right? And I was there doing some paperwork. And he called me and he was like, where are you at? And I was like, I said, I'm in Mexico. He said, I need you back in LA. And I said, man, well, I can't. He's like, I need you back in LA now. I'm like, man, I said, I can't. I said, dude, I'm doing some paperwork. I said, and I got to do this on a weekday. He was like, well, what's as soon as you can come back? And I'm like, man, I said, if I do this on Monday, I can come back Monday, He said, oh, well, Clear Channel, iHeart, they called. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not tripping. So then I get off the phone.
Mind you, we're in the radio business, but we're not radio guys.
I don't know people.
That's the part.
I don't know people. I don't know this person from iHeart and Clear Channel and Cumulus. And
we just know.
I don't
we
give
just
a
know
fuck.
where we're at.
I don't know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know MS. I don't know none of these motherfucking radio people. So I get off the phone. I call Jason, my producer. I call Jason. I say, Jason. I said, man, they want us to meet with iHeart. And he said, well, who's the meeting with? But I wrote the names down because I knew I was going to call Jason. And I said, oh, man, somebody named Greg Ashlock, Tom Pullman,
Sheesh.
Andrew Jeffries. And he said to me, get on that fucking plane. I don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
So literally I get to where we're meeting at, and I'm in Mexico, right? I'm going straight from the airport to this dinner. Mexico, and I'm wearing shorts, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're comfy.
So I literally stopped at this spot across the street, purchased some jeans, purchased a shirt. Jose lent me his belt, and I had just given Jose like some dress shoes that kind of look dress shoes, and I borrowed the shoes back.
Yeah.
And I went to the meeting. Now at this time I can't talk. I could just sit there with you and go, they can't tell me what it is that I can't. So I'm just sitting there. They get us dinner, so on and so forth. Well, when can you talk? I think it was January 6th I could talk of that next year. So when I did the counter offer with Emmons with Power, they were in radio silent on me for 6 weeks.
Nothing.
So think what that does to you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm 6 weeks. I'm in the hallway. Nobody's saying, hey, babe, we're going to get back to you. 6 weeks.
And they would usually say something.
Oh, man, usually everything is great.
Yeah.
So I know at this time, Is Big? They checking. They doing research. Is Big too old? Is J. Cruz the next guy? Has he did this? I know they're checking. 6 weeks. I don't hear nothing. So at that time, when it was time for me to go and talk to iHeart, I went, that day when it was like, okay, well, you can talk to iHeart now. All right, cool. I'm ready to talk to iHeart. I talked to iHeart. They showed me the one sheet. We have a meeting, so on and so forth. And it was just an opportunity I couldn't pass up. And people say, oh, you left Power 106 because iHeart money. That's bullshit.
Nah.
Because Power matched the monetary deal.
Wow.
So if I left because of money, I would have stayed at Power for the money. The world was changing within the hallways. The world was changing with me.
Yeah.
And when I sat down with Rick Cummings 6 years later, because he was totally pissed off because we cried on the phone. That's my fucking guy. He discovered me and we built a brand together. I love him. That's one of the only people that I personally felt like I hurt him. I hurt him. We sat and we talked and he told me. He said, Big, I want to tell you. He said, you made the right deal. It fucked me up.
Wow.
He told me the reason.
So you don't like letting anybody down either.
Right. And I'm telling you, man, I had, even when the iHeart deal was coming together, I prayed it wouldn't come together because I wanted to stay with Power. I knew there was an opportunity over here, but I wanted to stay here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to leave, but I had to leave because there was a window of opportunity that wasn't going to present itself again. Yeah. I knew that. iHeart knew that.
Right.
And MS Power 106 knew that.
How long did it take you to make the decision?
It took some time.
Yeah, because I remember you called me a couple of times.
Yeah. It took some time, bro.
Yeah.
It took some time, but what happened was they had me kind of immediately change my mind because when I told them that I was leaving, they offered me a last show, and which I thought was crazy.
I was on my way to that show.
I called Fuzz. I said, hey, Fuzz, I want to bring, all the players back in. We're doing our last show. And they got me out the building. And then when I got in the car, they called me and told me it wasn't going to be a last show. They wanted to get me out the building. Wow. But I forgot to tell Fuzz. So Fuzzy showed up that Monday morning. I forgot to tell Fuzz. So they forced me out. So the decision I had to make one. They put me in court to do a lawsuit. They released my deal to the public.
Yeah, that was...
And when they released my deal to the public, they knew how private I was.
Right.
And they did that on purpose. I know they did because people told me they did. And I know who it came from.
Right.
And I know why they did it. You know what I'm saying? It was a campaign to assassinate me and my character.
It was a smear campaign for sure.
And it was crazy, bro, because I had everybody that called me from TMZ, all the locals, all this, all that wanted me to speak, right? And I didn't. Because when I talked with Rick, Rick was like, Big, they're going to turn this into a race thing. They're going to turn it into this. And I told Rick, I said, Rick, I'm not going to do that to you. And I didn't do it. They threw me under the bus. Just because I didn't say anything doesn't mean I didn't have anything to say.
Of course, 100%.
I had a lot to say, bro. I was in meetings. I know what they felt.
Yeah, we get it.
I know, not from Rick and the ball, but I know whatever, I know a lot.
Yeah.
And I could have demolished
100%.
that brand.
You didn't.
I didn't, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't. I had a lot to say. And they probably had a lot to say about me. But their action, I could have had a hell of a reaction that the same way they released things on me, they would have never been able to recover from.
Big, what's the biggest growth you think you've had? Because I know the young Big, the young Fuzz. Big has always taught me or taught us, we roll as a unit, we always protect.
Yeah.
So even you even mentioned that story about Big told me, hey, I got my last show. I would love for you to show up. I show up. So everybody know me and Big Boy connected at the hips, and we rah-rah if we need to get rah-rah. Did I tell you their expressions when I walked in the radio station?
Don, was it shitty?
It was just like, Fuzzy's here.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
And I felt bad for him because I'm like, why y'all not? Like, hey, we're Big. Like, no, he's not here. I'm like, oh, maybe he's coming. Like, maybe you guys going to do something at 7. They're like, nah.
Yeah.
They were scared. Like I think they were there. Thought I was going to
put somebody in the building.
I thought I was going to fuck some shit up.
And
But I did take. But I did take the
crazy,
360 machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm plugged in.
I bought it. But you know what's true? But what was crazy about that too, man, is I had so many people ready to do green lights and man, what you need? And I was like, man, gotta make a way.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? They were, it was bomb threats, and we didn't build that together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't come out of my mouth saying anything crazy. Even when other staff got on, and if I had a problem with somebody that was doing certain things, I went to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't on there. Like, my first thing when they switched from End of the Road to Real 92.3, I'm driving in my car because they locked me out the building, but I still had a national show, so I had to go to record my national show somewhere else, right? So I'm driving in the car and I hear End of the Road. I'm literally crying because we're now about to go from one station to Real 92.3. I'm in the car crying, listening to End of the Road. That's their last song as they shutting down that station, which was it Hot 92.3?
Yeah, it was Hot 92.3.
Yeah, so they're shutting that down. And now Real 92.3 is about to be born. So it to End of the Road. Then I hear, who got the power now? And I'm like, oh no. Yeah, who got, and I'm like, this the way we gonna do this?
It was real aggressive.
It was, we got the power, lights off, that, and I called him and I said, hey bro, I can't be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of who got the power now, and we start this feud. Now my thing is this, if you got a problem with me, I'm not a radio banger. I never been a radio banger. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fuck you up in person. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fuck you up in person. I don't wave these radio flags and bang for this banner. I never have. I always been on my lonely. Even when I was on the streets a lot, I didn't say, hey man, all y'all come with me, we going to do this. I would go do it myself because I'm not going to tell on myself. So I wasn't doing this brand thing because that brand thing would get you caught up. It'll get you fucked up. Everything. So when I started hearing certain shit, I was like, no, we can't do that. I don't want to be in this radio war and tear the city apart. We built this city up.
And you still got...
You could be over there doing your thing. I could be over here doing mine. So when I did start to hear certain shit, I'm not on air.
You called, but
I'm not on air. And how dare you that you think, who the fuck in those hallways, man, that don't know, that didn't tell you what cloth I'm cut from? I will beat your motherfucking ass, bro.
They don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
So don't play these radio games with me and these banners and all this shit, man. Like, and then everybody figures out that the brand not loyal to you anyway.
Oh, they found out quick.
The brand's not loyal to you. They locked my team up in these deals, and then when the deal was over, they let everybody go. The ones that didn't come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I bring you over here, and you with me now, and then fuck that bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
Big, I think the one thing I noticed coming to LA, working with you, was you were a company inside a company.
Yeah.
Right?
You had to be.
How hard was it for you to manage? Because a lot of people don't know, like, you're the boss of your show. It's not.
It's a company.
Oh, I never forget my first day, Big Boy show. I'm like, we had to be there like 3 a.m. and I'm late. And I come in late and I'm like, oh, Big, oh man, Thea's going to get me. He's like, dog, you don't have to worry about Thea. Like, you need to worry about, I'm the boss here, right? How hard is it for you to manage all of these different people, and hopefully, like, you're trusting of people and you're giving of people, and sometimes these people let you down, and you still have to put out a product every day. Like, people don't know that.
Right.
How talk about that.
You know what, man? I was always, for one thing, bro, even though it was business, it was never just business. I think I cared about people too much too. And that's a flaw in the fault as well. I didn't know how to let people go. I didn't know how to fire. I didn't know how to really, we had a brand, but I always felt like everybody that I worked with was family.
Yeah.
And they were, and they are. You know what I'm saying? But we had work to do. I felt like sometimes people probably felt like I owed them more, but I felt like they owed me more. And then as they got into other things in their lives, they hit me back and say, Big, now I understand.
I was one of those people.
Now I understand. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, to be on this ship, you know what I'm saying? And then you looking over here, is this cool? Is this cool? You know, this person's getting in trouble. This person's doing that. This person that, you know, then we got to do it. It's a lot.
You provided a lot of shield for a lot of people.
Yeah, I provided. And that's why when I said it felt like I started to lose grip, is because it couldn't be a shield. It couldn't be, you know, my homie Fuzz, my homie Q Deezy. It started to become, no disrespect, I work with this person. I would see other shows and I'd be like, man, y'all don't hang out? Y'all don't such and such?
Yeah,
y'all don't da-da-da? You know, you let him disrespect this person on the air with you?
Yeah.
Like, it always tripped me out, bro, because anybody that was with the neighborhood, and not like neighborhood, like, oh yeah, neighborhood, but with Big Boy's neighborhood, man, we didn't feel like we were a gang. We felt like we were family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I saw Tattoo jump out of his seat ready to fight a motherfucker because dude said something crazy. You know, Fuzz is down, you down. Like, it wasn't about we're going to whoop everybody's ass or we, you know, walking in, but we fucked with each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I lost everything in radio, I know that y'all would call me the next day 100%. Because y'all not looking for the opportunity. Yeah. Y'all not like, oh, shit, Big can't do nothing no more, man. Like, fuck it, you know? Yeah. And so that's why you create your circle and your real ones. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think now, Q and Fuzz, I think I've learned how to separate myself a little bit more because you have to. You got to take some of that emotion out of what do you do. Yeah. I put a lot of tuition into the school of experience, you know, and also man doesn't surprise me anymore because when I left Power and the people and this, I learned a lot. And man doesn't surprise me. You can't sit back and say, man, I didn't think he would do that. Like, yeah, he will do that. The same way somebody could say, man, I didn't think Big would ever leave Power 106. Like, he can do that. Yeah. He did that.
No, let me tell you one of the moments I knew Big had he had my back all the time, still to this day. But when I decided I had an offer to leave Power or leave Big Boy's neighborhood to work with Dr. Dre at Beats for this Beats.
And shout out to Dre for coming to and doing the star ceremony.
Yeah. So I had an opportunity and I had this information early, but he was my first person I had to talk to about it because I'm like, this is my best friend and also we work together. So I remember calling you and you like, I support you. Mm-hmm. So when it went to go, once I got Big's blessing, I know I was assholes and elbows, right? Then Big was like, let me walk in with you. To tell like when we had to tell the upper management that you're leaving, and like people don't do that, like but he wanted to be with me, like tell me you're about to leave because I think they were undervaluing me. You know, it was certain things, but Big understood the opportunity I had, and I appreciate you having my back on that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a difficult call. I'm like, damn, Big, like he like, nah, man.
Yeah, you know how it is when the one that you think is the most difficult. That had to be that call, like man. Then motherfucker like, nah, Fuzz. Okay, well, shit. This one gonna be easy then. This motherfucker come out. So,
Big. I mean, you've done. I remember I worked with the neighborhood for 4.5 years, and the lessons that I learned. I didn't have any kids at the time. It was just me and my girlfriend. Then we got married, and I'm like always just hustling. He's like, Q, go take a nap. I'm like, no, I got.
He would tell me like, man, I'm so tired. I'm like, Q. You don't have kids, bro.
Just go to sleep.
Like, why you not sleeping? I gotta hustle. And I can understand the hustle and the muscle. Yeah. But now.
Yeah, with 3 kids, I'm like, I don't even have that time to even. Yeah. I'm like, I wish I did that then.
You get it.
And some of the things that happen behind the scenes for you, or I didn't think that person would do that. Those things happen to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
I get it.
I get it now.
Yeah.
That's what he meant. Yeah, that's why I get it. Yeah, like man. People switch on it. So
we gotta crash the car though. That's some of our best learning. Is actually crashing the car. But also you gotta understand your gift of when somebody tell you something too. You know, and we all have that. Every human being have that, and I know y'all radar on it too. You know, like if I was walking, down the street and somebody say, "Hey man," and that's what I've done my whole career. Mm-hmm. If somebody say, "Hey man, don't walk down that street," I got beat up. Okay. hey, somebody else, man, don't walk down that street, man. I got my ass. Same street. And I'm like, man, I'm not gonna walk down that street.
Yeah.
You know, so that's always been something with me in radio where I've seen other people pay my tuition into the school of experience where I'm looking and they say, oh man, this person accepted a TV and they got fired. Like, all right, I'm not doing that. This person did such and such and now they got kids, but I'm not doing that. So I've always kind of been, you know, on my Neo shit, like dodging shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
God willing, I continue.
Big, what's next for you, man?
Oh shit, I'm on this raw food cleanse, so I'm gonna
Okay.
go get something,
How you on
something
that?
to eat. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
no.
No, you know what, man? Just what's next is, you know, still being able to do the radio, but like Q, how you said, you know, you got to build your brand within the brand.
Yeah.
You know, so we got a lot of things that we're doing outside. You know, outside of the iHeart, you know, umbrella, which still helps. But just different production, different shows, different things that we're selling, things that's already been greenlit. So just, you know, making that big boy thing even more of a brand where no disrespect, where somebody can't call and say, we're not renewing you. You know, because I've always been under that pressure my whole career of, am I going to get another deal? I'm going to get another deal. And I'm telling you, man, like I've learned a lot from y'all. Like a lot, bro. As far as branding, stepping out, stepping away, you know, like your own wings. Because Fuzz been next to me, bro. And Fuzz has stepped away business-wise. Always at the barbecue, always at the house. But Fuzz, I don't know who pays Fuzz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not Fuzzy from. The reason why I also made these moves is because my from was so big, bro.
Yes.
My from, that it made me feel like, could I be this person away from this? Yeah. I was big boy from Power 106, which is a hell of a brand. And then you start to think, you know, every time I rocked, it was my own gear and this, that, and the other. Big Boys Neighborhood, I always had the company. But I had that big ass from. And I even doubted myself when I said, I'm not going to be from Power 106. To this day, people still say Big Boy Power 106. Yeah, and I'm not tripping. Man. We built that. I'm not going to correct you. That's where you know me from.
Yeah.
I love Power 106. I loved being there. You know what I'm saying? I would never do anything to like say, man, fuck them. They didn't treat me right. Nah, man, we had a beautiful run. You know? But I look at you, Q, and I look at you could have just been. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have just been a radio guy. I could have just been a night guy. I could have just been a morning guy. I could have, and then to see you walk away from your TV show, people don't do that, bro.
Nah, man.
People believe in the brand and not the man because we, you know, sometimes we have to.
Yeah.
This is our bread and butter. This is our everything. This is, you know, but there's people that would literally do the most craziest shit to have a show on Fox. And you knew that.
Yeah.
And you had that. But then you got to get to a point, like even when I'm telling you, man, I'm a fan of the podcast. Because I see what y'all created.
Yeah.
And I see your episodes. And I see how y'all went in and said, fuck it, man, this is what we going to do. Like people look at me and think Big got it, right? I looked at you guys and when y'all do an episode number, I haven't even released my real first podcast. Because okay, we got, and I see y'all, boom, gone. I walked in here today, I'm like, this is what these motherfuckers are doing. I just had a conversation with Doc Winter about y'all show.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, these motherfuckers. So I learn. I'm never in a position where I'm not learning something.
Yeah.
I learn from everybody, bro. And you know the whole thing. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
So I always go into a different room. And no matter what name is on the marquee, I listen to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because so-called celebrity, so-called success has a million mother and fathers. You know, you could see Will Smith, right? And Will Smith, you know, Will, you know, you got to come to set. All right, Will comes to set. But then who set the lights? Who did the mics? Who got the cameras? Who's the gaffer? Who's doing? There's so many people to make Big Boy, to make Will Smith look like a star.
It's a team.
Yeah.
You know, it's a team of people. So when I see, Y'all break away and you do your own branding. I see teammates, but I also see inspiration.
Oh, damn.
I see that, bro, and I look at y'all, and I know y'all theme music, and I know the cuts, and I'm just like, oh my God, these motherfuckers are killing it.
Yeah, thank you.
So when y'all say, I get a lot of offers for podcasts, right? And sometimes you want to do it just so you could do, help somebody, But I wanted to do this one.
Damn, dope.
And that's fucking crazy because it was times early on where I was like, damn, why they didn't call me? Like real shit.
No, we just knew.
And literally, bro, I wanted to do this one.
That's crazy.
I let my shave go because I wanted to get in here and have a clean shave.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I knew what I was going to wear here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I knew what, like, I was excited about doing this show. That's not just because I know y'all, but I see it. I'm like, man, they got a dope ass fucking show.
Thank you, man.
Like, I was excited, bro.
Dope, thank you.
And it's crazy. Like, I'm tripping. Like
we tripping.
I'm tripping. You saying, like, dude, I'm blown away. Like, big. Before I even met you, it was like, I want to work with this guy. And, to be able to work with you and then us be friends and us be family. Like, I don't even think man. I didn't even know how to put my car seat in my car. And you when I first had my son, I didn't know. Yeah. You came past the house and put my car seat in my car, bro. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I remember Fuzzy when his daughter was born.
Boom.
He called me.
First person on the phone.
She's here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we just have those moments too, man. When my mom passed, like Fuzz was a lot to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fuzz, you were a lot to me, man. You saw me have to put on the cape and, hey, big boy. And then you saw me where I would be in his car crying. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. Like going from happy to sad, like, so it's more of not a friendship, it's a kinship that you develop with people.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you keep those people around you, bro. And what I've learned in life too, Q and Fuzz, is like, I tell people, I say, man, life is mathematics. And you start to learn this. If you get to a certain age and you don't know certain shit, then you're not looking at your life, Jules. You're not looking at your life forward and rewind, and you haven't paused enough.
Yeah.
And I tell people, I say, man, I'm still learning that life is mathematics. And when I say life is mathematics, man, I say, we do certain things. You eat a certain way. You eat, you jog, you do this because we want to add years to our lives.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We want to add years. That's addition. Then multiplication, math, the times. Man, okay, I want to take this podcast and I want to multiply it and get sponsors, and I want to multiply it for this, and I want to multiply my family and my career. So you want to times that, whatever, times 2, times 3. I want and I desire this. I need this. I hope for.
Yes.
All right. Then you come to division. Okay. Add more years in multiplication. I want to times this, multiply that. Now you come to division. Okay, damn. I got to learn how to divide my time with my wife and my kids, and divide my time with Miss Ricky, and divide my time with my mother, and divide my time with the business. How do I do this division? So now you got division, right? Then you come to subtraction. I'm going to subtract this bullshit out of my life. I'm going to subtract this person out of my life. I'm going to subtract this girl out of my life. I'm going to subtract this bad eating. You do those things. You live by those mathematics, bro. Every day you wake up, you'll learn something new. You'll learn who the real person is that got your panic switch. Like, radio had your panic switch.
Yeah.
TV had your panic switch. Power and iHeart had my panic switch. We need to talk with you at such and such. What the fuck they want to talk about?
Yeah, what's going on?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuzz, you got to have a meeting. What's going on in the meeting? Now, what's your panic switch? Is my plane going to get me to L.A. to interview Big Boy? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Did I plug my Tesla in? You don't have the panic switch of a corporation. You know how to deal with a corporation, but you don't have the panic switch where motherfucker call you, Fuzz, I've been next to you when you've been fired.
Yeah.
I've been next to you when people thought that you weren't part of the brand anymore.
Yeah.
Same with you, Q. Are you leaving something? It feel amazing when that's what I'm working on, bro. I'm working on my last panic switch. You did a movie called Exit Strategy.
Yeah.
I tell people I'm working all the time, Q. I'm working on my exit strategy. That's what I'm working on. Not to leave anyone,
but but
to be in control.
And thank you for executive producing.
Thank
Extra
you, my
Strategy.
brother.
Thank you
And
for
I
giving
tell
me a
Q,
part of
man,
that movie. Thank
I financed some of Q's movie, right? And I tell Q to this day, you the only person that ever paid me back.
You hear that, investors?
The only person that ever paid me back, bro.
credit score is up.
Yeah, in a major way. Don't call for nothing else. Yeah. But no, you're the only person that was like, yeah, big, I got this to you. I got that. And literally, whenever they flipped you something, you flipped it to me. Not knowing maybe you had to give somebody this and not, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you're the only person that ever paid me back, bro.
Wow.
Yep.
Man.
FAQ.
Big. Thank you, man.
Man, thank y'all, bro.
This is great. This
Thank
was a good
y'all,
one.
man.
Frequently asked questions with
Yeah.
Fuzzy and Quincy, man. The
you,
legend, Big
Big.
Boy,
Nah,
our
thank
friend,
y'all, man. I appreciate
our
it, brother.
big brother, man. We really appreciate this time. This was just part one. 'Cause
Yeah. We got a lot to talk
Nah,
about.
we got
dog.
we got a lot.
got
This
this
will happen again.
Yes.
Yeah, and next time we're going to go over a couple of notes so Fuzz don't almost accidentally say something. You know what I'm saying? This
Got it.
motherfucker. I'm glad you said
I've always been like that.
I'm glad you
That-
said the microwave.
Yeah, I didn't say what
As
happened.
opposed
yeah,
to,
right.
because you could have said something else.
Yes.
And that would have been like, what?
Yeah, this has always been me with Big.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fuzzy know how to say some fucked up
No
shit.
filter. No filter.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Please
FAQ
do.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube.
Like,
follow
follow,
Big Boy.
share, everything.
Please
Yes.
At
follow
Big Boy.
Big
Hello.
Boys, BigBoyRadio.com, at Big Boy on all platforms. Thank you, brother.
Thank y'all, man. I
Appreciate you.
appreciate y'all, brother.
All right.
Thank you.